All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. Big news, huh? Big news. Khabib wants to fight. Khabib wants to fight again. And I saw that on the Weasel's channel. I'm just going to throw a shout out there because I love his channel, man. I watch most of his videos. You want to know, actually, before I even talk about Khabib, the series that the Weasel's doing that is so vicious is the one where he goes back over those controversial decisions and he goes through round by round. He just did the Conor and Nate Diaz one. He did like the Max Holloway and Volkanovski one. That series is so good. If you guys have never watched that, go do that. But anyway, so yeah, I heard about this on his channel and I went and looked it up, and it's true. It is true. Javier Mendez, Khabib's head coach since his father passed away, but was kind of like an adjacent coach throughout his entire career, says that Khabib wants to fight again, and the blocker really is his mother allowing him to fight or giving her permission to fight. But he wants to fight. Okay, he wants to fight. Khabib wants to fight. Khabib wants to fight. So let's talk about it, because if we're looking for a breaking story, obviously that's not what this is. So I'm going to speculate about what I think is going to happen if he comes back and who he's going to fight, etc. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Now, if you like the content, subscribe and ring the bell. I'm going to tell you guys right now in advance, I got a Fabia video coming. And you want to know why? I'll tell you right now. I was retiring. I was hanging it up. I wasn't going to do any more Fabia videos. And then I was going through my old comments the other day and, last night actually. And inside the last week, a team of little Fabia guys got into my comments and they tried to conspire and, run their mouth in a way that just required a response. And so I'm coming out of retirement and I'm going to give them their response. And I think it's going to be pretty good. Hopefully it'll be good. But just fair warning, there's a Fabia video coming, and that is definitely going to happen now. And you can thank your little minions for that, little guy. Look at you. This microphone is as tall as you are. It's a stupid joke. Damn it. The video is going to be much better than that. Anyway, so here we go. Here's the deal, okay? If Khabib wants to come back, I have absolutely no insight into his family, of course, so I have no idea whether or not it'll happen. What Javier Mendez said that was really interesting, though, is he said that if he's out for a full 2 years, like people forget, like Khabib literally just fought in October. Like he fought in October. He probably wouldn't have fought again by now anyway, right? And that's what I was saying at the beginning, where I was like, you guys, anybody can go back and see that I thought 100% he was going to come back, but I thought he was going to fight Conor because I thought Conor was going to beat Dustin, and then they were going to set up the Khabib and Conor rematch, which everyone now knows I was correct about, or at the very least that Dana was very hard pushing behind the scenes, which was the basis of my entire premise for the argument from Jump Street. And in that same vein, here's the deal, okay? If Khabib says he wants to come back, and Dana knows he might have him for one fight, right? If he's coming back, you don't know. Like he's a limited time offer. I can promise you that if Conor beats Dustin, that's the fight that Dana is going to break his back to make, regardless of where the belt is. Just regardless of where the belt is. Like now, Khabib, of course, can say no. I'm fighting Oliveira, right? But again, behind the scenes, if you're curious who the boss is going to be trying to make the fight with, this I can say very bulletproof. That is not speculation. That is what's going to happen. Okay, if Khabib comes back and Conor beats Dustin, that 100% is going to be the fight that Dana is going to put the full court press behind. Every single resource that he has, his relationship with Khabib, his relationship with the coaches, anything that he has, where any chess pieces he can move around the board, that's going to be the fight that he tries to make, because it'll be the biggest fight ever. Okay, it'll be the biggest pay-per-view in the history of the UFC. I mean, I don't know about ever. I don't know if it'll beat Mayweather McGregor, but or Pacquiao and Mayweather, but in the UFC, there's just no question it'll be the highest grossing pay-per-view. And that's, of course, why Dan is going to try to make the fight. In addition to, I'm sure he would be very interested to see who wins. Now, if Conor loses to Dustin, that's a different ballgame. Then, and Khabib comes back, he'll fight Oliveira or whoever has the belt. Unless it's Dustin Poirier, because, well, actually, no. Even if Dustin has it, they'll probably put him against Khabib. I mean, because who else is Khabib going to fight, right? Like, the only way that Khabib comes back and it's not for the belt would be against Conor, if it happened in the short term. And the reason why that would happen is because Dana's not going to risk Conor fighting. Like, so let's say he wants to make it for the belt. I don't think he would risk putting Conor against Oliveira. Like, I just don't think he would. I don't think he would risk it, because if Conor loses, he can't make the Khabib fight. And I'm telling you, Khabib Conor 2 is Dana's number one priority, right? If you got him in a room and you asked him, what's the number one fight that you want to make? I would literally allow you to chop my left arm off if I'm wrong about that he would say Conor and Khabib 2. Now, and just going back to Khabib wanting to come back or wanting to fight, he says he misses it. Of course he misses it, man. Like, of course. A, he's in his prime and he knows it. But B, it's all he's done his entire life. The reason he's such a boss is because he's been training his entire life to be a world champion. He doesn't know anything else. Like, literally doesn't know anything else. The like, oh, he's wrestling bears when he's a kid thing and it's kind of ha-ha funny. Okay, yeah, it's ha-ha funny, but like, seriously. Like, he was training to be a world champion his entire life. Idle time feels bizarre to him, I would imagine. Like, have you guys ever gone through a period of your life where you were like super busy, like crazy out of your mind busy? And like you're living by your calendar. It's like, okay, at 8 I have this, at 9 I have this, at 10 I have this, at 11 I have this, at 12 I have this, and it just goes all. And then all of a sudden you come out of that, it feels like empty time. You're like, oh my gosh, like what? It feels uncomfortable. The same way that being super busy feels uncomfortable to people who are not used to it. You just get like, human beings are the most adaptable creatures in the world, man. We just get used to whatever we're doing. So it's very unsurprising that Khabib wants to come back. But anyway, all I need to speculate on is who he's going to fight if he comes back, and I would say I'm pretty confident about this. Conor beats Dustin. They're going to try to make Khabib fight Conor. Khabib could of course veto it and want to fight Charles Oliveira. Very possible. But again, full court press will be on that other one. But then if Conor loses, it'll either be Oliveira, or if Dustin and Oliveira fight, then whatever. But I can't imagine Khabib would be that excited to fight anyone except for Oliveira, and then maybe Chandler, and then certainly Conor in the rematch, just because it'd be such a big fight. But anyway, if you like the content, subscribe and ring the bell. Tell your friends.